What's going on, party people? We've arrived at the much anticipated Babymonochrome. That is right. Babymonochrome Revival 2 is happening, and we're doing some black and white little cup for this one. That's right. We've got, I think, close to 50 competitors in this tournament. So a bunch of people got to buy in the first round here. And yeah, we've arrived. So there you go. I'm not going to be recording, or not going to be covering the entire tournament on this YouTube channel. There's just too many matches, right? I mean, the first one's a round of 32, so that's 16. I don't have the time to cover them all, so I'm just going to cover a few of them here and there when I can, and then obviously when we get into the later rounds, I'll be sure to cover everything here on the McFlurry YouTube channel. Thanks for tuning in. And in this first round one match we have for Babymonochrome, we've got Lux versus Winterbub. And yeah, this should make for a good match, you know. As you can see, quite some different Pokemon in this compared to Babymonochrome Revival 1. You'll see some Pokemon like Abra, who I had the Smogon entry before I got Dwebble here, but I think it's got base 90 speed and base 105 special attack, so very strong, very fast Pokemon, but also paper thin. I think it only has like 15 defense with like 20 HP or something. I still have the numbers in my head, but you can see Abra. Mindfu is still very common in this tier too. Mindfu is just everywhere. What can I say? Yeah, anyways, we'll get into both teams, and you know, we can kind of get an idea of what Pokemon we're going to be seeing in this tournament. So on Lux's side, who will be on our perspective for this match, you see a Ferroseed, pretty common hazard stacking mon in this tier. You have an Omanyte, which is kind of a jack of all trades a little bit, because it gets spikes, it gets stealth rocks. Does it get toxic spikes? I'm not sure, but it also gets shell smash. So this could be a hazard stacking lead Pokemon. This could be a shell smashing Pokemon. But judging from the fact that Lux has a Ferroseed, I'm thinking this is probably a shell smashing Omanyte. Just my prediction here. They're also bringing an Abra, a Mindfu, a Volibee. Volibee very common in this tier too. So is Ghastly, which is a very fast, very strong Pokemon as well. Something to kind of yin and yang relationship a little bit with the Abra. And then you look on the Winterbub side, we've got a Frillish, which is a pretty bulky water type that also has access to Recover. And I don't think this is a Ghost type. Oh, it is Ghost, never mind. But it has access to Recover, so you can run a Violite and still have some Recovery, which is quite important. You got a Dwebble there as well. Am I getting that right? Dwebble? Yeah, Dwebble. Kind of like Omanyte. I think of it kind of like a poor man's Omanyte, because this thing can also set up hazards. I believe it gets access to spikes, and it can also shell smash. But looking at Winterbub's team, you might not need the shell smashing variant of this Pokemon. So I'm thinking that Dwebble is probably looking to set up hazards. Then you've got an Abra. You have a Diglett, which is able to trap. You also have a Magnemite, which is able to trap steel types. So Lux probably looking to be careful with their Ferroseed. And then, of course, they have a Drifblim as well. Drifloon, sorry, Drifblim is the evolution, a Drifloon as well. And this Pokemon just goes for Unburdened sweeps. Flying Gem is legal, so you can use Acrobatics to get your Flying Gem activated. And then you get Unburdened activated, and you're faster than basically everything in the tier that isn't boosted. So there you go. I think that was a pretty solid intro, to be honest. So I say that because this is like take number 3. I keep messing up the first little bit here. But let's get into the match here. So Lux sending out Ferroseed, Winterbub sending out Frillish, and goes for the Trick right away. Interesting. I did not know that Frillish got access to Trick. So this is a Scarfed Ferroseed now, which gets up Stealth Rocks. And you got to think maybe the Magnemite's coming in here. So no, switches in the Dwebble instead. Takes a ton from Stealth Rocks, and then doubles into Mindfu, maybe predicting that Magnemite. Dwebble setting up Stealth Rocks, as Mindfu's going to click the knockoff here. And then Frillish comes back out. This Frillish is a Violite, as Mindfu just clicks U-turn, gets out, and Ferroseed comes back out. Maybe looking to set up more hazards, maybe go for a Giga Drain. Dwebble comes in on the Winterbub side and just sets up spikes. So as Dwebble sets up their own spikes, and Ferroseed gets up another layer. Sorry, I just wanted to pause there just because you can tell Lux is probably thinking, okay, this is a Scarf Ferroseed. I should play really aggressive with this thing and just try to get as many spikes as I can, because they don't have a spinner on their side. Not that I don't think anything in here gets there. And that Magnemite's a threat, right? The Magnemite's threatening to trap this Pharaoh Seed, so they're probably just thinking like, okay, I'm gonna get up as many hazards as I can early on. Dwebble set enough spikes, and yeah, Pharaoh Seed got all the hazards up. Mindfu switches in, maybe predicting the Magnemite. And no, we see more hazards here, so both players getting up full hazards in this match. As Mindfu clicks payback and gets a crit. Interesting. And then Lux says L. I remember seeing this on Discord, so let's go back here. So Lux saying that the payback crit was actually a negative outcome for them. And I wonder why. Maybe they want to, maybe they're hoping just to chip this thing and then you turn out? I'm not sure. Because I mean, Abra just comes in, clicks Psychic, and Psychic hits. I mean, kind of playing a mind game trying to switch your Volibee in on that situation. So, anyways, Pharaoh Seed switches in. And it turns out, yeah, no, it's not choice of any variety. It goes for the HP Fire or Fighting, probably Fighting, and then finishes off with a Psychic. But that a lot of value out of that Pharaoh Seed. Abra coming out, clicks Shadow Ball just to revenge kill. That could have been a speed tie. Maybe this is a Scarf Abra. Well, we might find out here. Diglett's on a balloon. No, not Scarf Abra. This is just a regular old Abra. And clicks Beat Up just in case this thing is Focus Sash, but doesn't quite get there, and it's able to follow up and click Psychic here. Magnemite coming out, looking to maybe take a hit. Probably can take a hit, and Volibee switches in here. Clicks Volt Switch and gets, oh, I almost said crit, but that was not a crit. That was a straight up kill. Frivolous switching in, taking all that hazard damage, as is Magnemite on the Lux side, taking all that hazard damage. Click Shell Smash. Okay, so this is a Shell Smashing Omnimite after all, but it's not going to take an Energy Ball. So Winterbub running Energy Ball on this Frillish, which I'm thinking isn't standard. I'm thinking that was kind of a more of an interesting moveset pick here. Hang on, what did that Abra get disabled? Probably Shadow Ball? Yeah, Shadow Ball getting disabled. Not like you're clicking that against Magnemite anyways, so they just follow up with a Psychic here. And then clicks Volt Switch and gets out. So Magnemite's gonna die to hazards. I think this is gonna be game. Because Ghastly's coming. It might depend on Ghastly's item. Oh, I know about Shiny Ghastly. Oh, this Driftbloom actually has Sucker Punch, but it's not gonna take a Shadow Ball. And Magnemite's gonna drop to hazards, so Lux taking game 1 here in this best of 3 matchup. Interesting. Yeah, I don't really have too much more to say. It was a good play, fast-paced game. Both players getting up all hazards too, which is not something you see every day. With no spinner on either side. And yeah, let's get into game 2. All right, game 2, Lux versus Winterbug. We got Winterbub, hello. We got Lux on our perspective here. Both players bringing a Timber this time around. Interesting. So Timber, kind of a different flavor of Mindfu as it gets priority Mach Punch. So we'll probably see some Mach Punch bulk up sets here from maybe at least one of the players here. But Lux bringing a Diglett, a Natu, which does get access to Magic Bounce. So maybe looking to play the hazard game a little bit differently this time. A Timber, as mentioned before, a Chinchou, which can be either Water Absorb or Volt Absorb. So there's a little bit of mind games here. And Winterbub might need to be careful how they play their Omnimite here, being a water type. But I don't know if the mind games are really going to come into play too much with the Chinchou this game, but we'll see. And then a Ghastly and then an Abra, 2 fast special attacking Pokemon. On the Winterbub side, we have an Omnimite. God, I can't talk. Long day at work today. We have a Drift Loom. Am I getting that right this time? Yes, I am. Again, they bring in their own Timber. We see another Diglett from Winterbub, a Volibee, and a Ghastly this time around. So yeah, pretty standard looking teams here. I don't see any gimmicky picks here at all. Let's get into it. So we see a Diglett lead versus a Diglett lead. Very aggressive, except one's on a balloon. Winterbub clicking Beat Up, winning a potential speed tie here. And, ooh, just gets there. Just barely, too. I think that last hit really mattered. And that's a Life Orb Diglett. So Chinchou switching in, clicks the Hydro Pump on the Timber, which takes it quite well. Timber switches in to take the payback. That's a crit. We see another payback crit. And then clicks Drain Punch to get some HP back. as Lux's Timber is looking to set up here. I just realized I had my my app set up. I'm sorry. Exchanging some drain punches here, but Lux is obviously going to win this interaction with a bar and a crit. But yeah, this Ono clicks payback on the last one. Maybe to save some PP there. I mean, how much PP we got on drain punch? Oh, 16. Okay, yeah. Drifloon switching in here. Lux switching his Chinchou to take the acrobatics. Now this thing's got Unburden boosted too. And then follows up with a sub, except that Chinchou's just gonna Volt Switch out. But now you're up against a fast Drifloon with an Abra, which is... Oh, it's just gonna click Destiny Bond and let the Abra take it out. Okay. So maybe they're not packing a Ghost Move. Maybe that's a Focus Sash Abra, actually, more likely. Ghastly... here, I'm gonna rewind a bit here. I kind of lost my train of thought. So, yeah, Chinchou switches out here. And then Abra's gonna come in. And yeah, since this is probably a Focus Sash Abra, Winterbub actually clicks Destiny Bond here. Because if they click Shadow Ball or something their own, that Abra's not getting knocked out. So, good play by Winterbub there. We see Ghastly versus Chinchou. Ghastly's just gonna knock out Chinchou here with a Shadow Ball. Timber switches in. Not gonna take a Shadow Ball either. So this could be game. Oh no, okay, Natu takes a hit. And then knocks out Ghastly with a... Okay, that's an interesting turn there with the Timber. Maybe they wanted a Life Orb hit? I was thinking... sorry, it's the Diglett. That's the Life Orb, not this thing. Yeah, I'm not sure what that whole thing was about. I mean, just kind of sack Timber for nothing. Unless I'm missing something here. Diglett switching clicks Beat Up. Takes a Life Orb hit. And then Ghastly switches in. Which looks like... Oh yeah, it's definitely going to take the Beat Up with only 3 Pokemon left. And Ghastly clicks Shadow Ball, knocks out the Diglett. Volibee comes in, probably going to finish the job here. Oh, Will-O-Wisp, interesting. And Brave Bird does 34. I think this is going to be game. We'll see what the last move is here on the Ghastly. Sludge Bomb. Not quite going to get there. So, Winterbub taking game 2 here with the burned Volibee there. Important to note, this is a physical attacking Volibee as well. Sorry, I thought I had the instrumental version of this song going. Sorry, it just threw me off. Yeah, game 3. Let's get into it. All right, here we go. Game 3. Both players bringing... I was gonna say similar looking teams, but it's just the first 2 Pokemon. Both players bringing Mindfu this time instead of Timber. Both players bringing Ghastly yet again. Did we see Ghastly in every single match? Well, both players had one in game 2, so 5 out of 6 possible team combinations bringing a Ghastly this time around. Interesting. Quite a common Pokemon in this tier. But on the Lux side here, they're also bringing the Volibee, Ferroseed, Chinchou, Abra. Pretty similar Pokemon what they've been bringing this whole match here. And Winterbub, again, Mindfu, Ghastly, got a Porygon. It's kind of wild that this is the first time we've seen a Porygon in this match. It's actually a pretty common Pokemon in this tier. Very bulky with a Violet. You have a Diglett as well. A Clamperl, which also has access to Shell Smash. And with the item Deep Sea Tooth, or is it Deep Sea Scale? One of them gives that thing a special attack boost, I believe. So Clamperl can actually hit pretty high damage output in this tier, especially with Shell Smash. And then yet another Drifloon. So yeah, let's get into it. Just taking a look at the teams really quick though. I do expect Lux to try to make use of their Volibee here, just considering they have 2 Ghost types over there. And then also using that Mind Free to hopefully break through the Porygon there. And then I guess on Winterbub's side, yeah, I don't know. Maybe try to find an opportunity to get that Clamperl to sweep. Maybe try to get out that Ferrothorn first. It's kind of a matchup where maybe they're hoping they had a Magnemite could come through here and trap that, but they didn't bring a Magnemite this time. So yeah, let's get into it here. So we see a Mindfu lead versus a Ferroseed lead. And Mindfu for Winterbub, just click Knock Off, take Iron Bubs and lose the Violet there. Sets up Stealth Rocks. Ghastly switches in. Ooh, to take the high jump kick, and it's going to take a ton of recoil. Good play by Lux. Kind of one of those plays where it's like so obvious that you don't actually think anyone's going to make it, and then they do, right? Bringing in a Ghost type. Ferroseed switching in to take the T-Wave from the Porygon. Not that this thing really cares too much about its speed. I guess base 11's not nothing. I mean, in this tier it kind of is. Full para, unfortunate for the Ferroseed. But the Ferroseed is going to get up rocks and spikes before dying here, so got some good value out of that. This is a Taunt Ghastly, so that Porygon can actually T-Wave. And then they bring in their Volibee to take a T-Bolt. I don't think Lux was expecting that. Diglett comes in on the Volibee as the Volibee goes for knockoff. Just probably don't care too much about Diglett having a Violate, as Diglett just sets up Stealth Rocks, so this is not this doesn't seem to be an offensive leaning Diglett either. As it clicks Memento, maybe looking to set up here, maybe Clamperl, go for the aggressive early sweep, and that looks like that's going to happen here. Clamperl's going to take a Brave Bird. Now, granted, it probably don't have a Violite if it has the Deep Sea Tooth or Scale or whatever it is. Clicks Shell Smash, goes for Surf, and ooh, it might depend on what that Chinchou is. Clicks Protect as the Abra goes for Charge Beam. This might be a sashed Abra. It is. As they click Charge Beam, gets the boost. Oh boy. Porygon comes in. This thing's going to be able to take a hit at 77%. Traces the Magic Guard, which is interesting. Takes the Psychic, knocks out the Abra. Okay, so there you go. Chinchou coming in. Too bad he couldn't trace the Volt Absorb in that situation there. Mindfu comes in on the Chinchou as the Porygon dies, and puts knockoff on the Chinchou here. Might switch out here, get Regen. Nope, it's just gonna get knocked out by T-Bolt. Ghastly comes in, might be able to take this thing out with a Shadow Ball. It does with a crit. Interesting. As Lux brings in their own Ghastly. This could be a speed tie. Nope, Ghastly clicks Shadow Ball there. Maybe it's not. Maybe this thing is Choice Scarfed. Oh, no, it's not. It switch moves and goes for a Will-O-Wisp there as Mindfu takes a payback, but Mindfu getting burned here, and I think we're just gonna see Drifloon just Drifloon. There we go. Probably see this thing just end it with an Acrobatics. Yeah. We see a crit there. Don't think that mattered. I'm gonna go ahead and say that didn't matter. There's some stuff going on in the chat there. Oh, sorry for hacks. Yeah. That Shadow Ball. I mean, yeah, crit probably mattered. I mean, that thing lost its a Violate, right? Yeah, I'm not gonna calc it, but I don't know. Maybe one of our wonderful viewers at home can calc it for me. But Winterbub moving on to round 2. Now this tournament is double elimination, so Lux is not done. Lux is moving on into the losers bracket, where I'm sure I'll see you there, bud. Because yeah, no, I'm actually in this tournament. I play my round 1 match tomorrow morning, which I'm not gonna live commentate. I'm gonna post commentate only because I'm recording at like 6 a.m. before. I'm doing the match at 6 a.m. before work because my opponent's in a pretty different time zone from me, which is fine. That's how it goes. But yeah, I'm not gonna live commentate just because it's a little bit early, so I'm gonna save the replays and then do some post commentary there. So yeah, thank you so much for supporting the channel. Thanks for watching the video, and be sure to subscribe for some more Babymonochrome, as I'm going to be covering as much of this tournament as I can. So yeah, thanks for watching. Peace.